It's CantStopShad back on the reaction, man. Hey, random reaction Wednesday. Hey, man, this is the final video for basketball anyway. And what other way to end it than the GOAT debate? The Jordan versus LeBron GOAT debate back at it again. Should be the final video out with this Michael Jordan, LeBron James shit. Y'all already know where I stand on the shit. This is a 30+ minute video. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna sit and hold y'all right quick. But y'all finna hold this quick rant right quick. I done seen some of y'all coming in my last the video I did, Michael Jordan Historic Bulls mixtape. I said what I had to say, but I'm gonna say 3 quick reasons why I think LeBron will always have his GOAT case. Cause I'm not finna hold y'all too quick. This video is long as fuck, bruh. Number one, bro. At 18 years old, I haven't seen anybody that had the pressure on his back to perform in an organization like LeBron James, bro. Who other 18-year-old had that? What, Kobe? No, Kobe came off the bench. Maybe Zion been injured. He ain't really lived up to the hype just yet. You know what I'm saying? You had the JRs, you had the T-Max, but nobody like LeBron didn't had to live up to organizational pressure. His hometown, by the way, to sit here and perform at that high level and exceed the expectations that was put on him when he's 15 years old, 14, 15, somewhere in that high school range. I don't know the exact age when he started getting on the cover of the magazines, The Chosen One, all that type of stuff. I haven't seen an 18-year-old have to live up to those expectations and still doing it now at 38, 39 years of age. I haven't seen no player do that. That's one of the reasons, bro. I'm gonna make a whole video on this. Shout out to y'all. Y'all been subscribing to your boy. I'm at 840 something subscribers. Once your boy hit that 1K mark, your boy's gonna start making his own content. So that would be one of the videos I do. But we're gonna try to keep this shit going. Number 2, bro. Another thing about the 18-year-old shit, bro. Paul Silas himself said, RP Paul Silas, he said that was one of LeBron's greatest feats, bro. Because the amount of people that, as soon as he come in the organization, they already hating on him. How the fuck is niggas hating on an 18-year-old, man? He just got there. Look at the stories they just said when LeBron first came to the league as a rookie, bro. Like, come on, man. That shit speak for itself. What he had to deal with on that Cleveland team as an 18-year-old, that shit is crazy hell. Nigga had the pressure on his back at 18 years fucking old, bro. Number 2, man, bro. It's this. I'm not finna go into all 3 of them, but this is the last one because I can't even remember the second one. I had it written down, but I was like, man, fuck, I'm just gonna speak from the heart and shit. But number 2, mainly the one that really gets me is the 6-0 in the final shit with Michael Jordan versus LeBron, bro. There is no context given on that. Y'all say what y'all got to say. I'm gonna debate with y'all for a week, but y'all know what time it is. It is football season. Your boy got Auburn games to do. I got Eagles games to do. I got a shit on Giants fans, Cowboys fans. I'm gonna give y'all a week, and then next week, you know what I'm saying, it's football season. I ain't got time. But 6-0 in the finals, bro. That shit is very annoying to hear because there's no context given on it. Granted, he never lost in the finals, but people say LeBron's path to the finals was easy. You know what I'm saying? But the competition in the finals, they never say his competition in his finals was harder than pretty much. You know what I'm saying? He had the San Antonio Spurs in 2007. Who was his best player? Who was the second best player on that team? Come on now. I mean, we need to do this shit. When he went to when he came back to Cleveland the second time, who was his best player? Matthew Dellavedova, Kyrie, and Kevin Love went down, man. That's another L. He went against the Golden State Warriors with KD, Clay, Steph. All them niggas Hall of Famers and Draymond. 4 Hall of Famers again. 4 Hall of Famers a second time. Like, you can't make this shit up, man. This shit is crazy as hell with the shit this man had to go through. Now, Jordan path to the finals was harder than LeBron's. But his finals competition, there was nothing what LeBron had to deal with. So, you know what I'm saying? If a player in this generation, just like how they talk about with Floyd Mayweather, he made having a loss on your record very bad. It's the same thing with Jordan. Nobody can be considered to go how Jordan fans do it, not Jordan supporters, Jordan fans. I can tell the difference between Jordan supporters and Jordan fans by the comment section. The Jordan supporters, you know what I'm saying, I always put, I respect your comment because they make good cases for both LeBron and Jordan. I feel it. The Jordan fans, they be like, LeBron a bitch. He couldn't survive in the 80s. He ain't shit, he'll flop. If he get filed in the 80s, he'll go home to Cleveland, take a first class flight to Cleveland, go suck on the mama titty and get the remaining milk out. I don't know what it is about LeBron. One day that I have to write. Somebody got to write a book on why LeBron haters hate that nigga so much, bro. I really would love the answer to that question, bro. But That's just my two. I'm not trying to go into a whole debate because I don't even know how long. I just went on a rant and just I'm looking at the recording on this shit. That was about 5 minutes, so I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I got so much more I can say, but this for 30+ minute video already. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be stopping it then. So that's my just two quick little points. You know what I'm saying? I said 3, but I can't think of the third one, man. But let's go and fire this up, man. See what this is, the LeBron and Jordan, the best GOAT comparison, I guess, on YouTube, man. So let's go and fire this up, see what they got for me. I'm gonna drop a timestamp too when I start the video because I know I just went on a little rant. I had plenty more to say though. Why we can't just admire both of them, man? Why you gotta goddamn shit on one to make the other great, man? That's all I gotta say, like, real talk. Let's get it, man. Yes, sir.
Jordan versus LeBron. LeBron versus Jordan.
Let's do it.
It's a debate that has captured the public's attention for the last several years, especially after this moment in 2016, when LeBron James beat the Golden State Warriors to win the 3rd championship of his career. In LeBron's own words,
that one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
I'm not gonna lie, as a LeBron supporter, not fan, because I'm not finna say. This is gonna be the most non-biased comparison video. As a LeBron supporter, as a LeBron fan, he shouldn't have said that shit. I know that takes the Jordan fans, the diehard fans that don't care if LeBron dropped 100 a game, average 100 game for a year, he still wouldn't be a GOAT. He shouldn't have said that shit. They gonna always use this video, and then the 2011 finals, they gonna hold that against you right there. You should have never said that shit. I ain't gonna care. I hate when YouTube do this.
That's what I felt. I was like,
let's get right.
That one right there made you the greatest player of all time.
But did it? Is everything since that moment simply icing on LeBron's cake? Or is LeBron destined to finish his career in Michael Jordan's shadow? We've all heard the arguments from LeBron supporters.
He's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster, he's more durable.
And from Jordan supporters.
Michael Jordan was merely 6-0 with 6 MVPs in the finals.
But the GOAT debate isn't as simple as the pundits make it seem. There are a number of factors relevant in determining the greatest basketball player of all time. In fact, I would say there are 5 things that really matter when determining the GOAT of any sport.
Okay, talk to me.
These criteria are, in no particular order, accomplishments,
okay,
longevity,
okay,
winning,
okay,
statistics,
okay,
and what we'll refer to in this video as the eye test.
okay.
And to be the GOAT, you don't need to be the best in any specific category, but you need to be pretty good across the board.
Break this
So
shit
simply
down for
winning
me,
7 championships, like Robert Horry did, isn't enough to get you into the conversation.
Okay.
When we're finished with this
I
video,
agree with that.
it'll be plainly obvious that one guy comes out on top. But before we get started, I want to clarify that this is not a comparison of legacies. It's about who was the better basketball player.
Talk to me.
If we were talking about legacies, Jordan's is nearly untouchable. Not only did he lead basketball to global popularity, he helped transform Nike into an empire.
I think y'all know what I had to say about that. I said I felt like if LeBron was to go first, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it would have been the other way around. But hey, some people say you can't do that. Hey, it just is what it is. That's just what I think.
Changed the way players play.
Don't shoot me.
And how they dressed.
Don't shoot
and
me.
he even made it cool for guys to be bald. And while those things certainly contribute to MJ,
you see, I give credit if I say facts on
they
type
don't make him a
shit.
better player
Come on,
on
man.
the court. So let's evaluate the criteria that matter, and we'll start with individual accomplishments.
All right, talk to me.
Take a look. Jordan had more regular season MVPs,
Okay.
twice as many finals MVPs,
Okay.
9 more scoring titles,
Okay.
and several more selections to the NBA's all-defensive team, including once being named Defensive Player of the Year. LeBron has more All-Star appearances, but that's largely due to his having played more seasons. In fact, when taking into account retirements and major injuries, Jordan essentially played 13 seasons.
See, I don't like that.
Significant lead in
Look at this video
accomplishments,
long.
all the more impressive. And that's to say nothing of MJ's brilliant college career, which saw him twice named All-American and once awarded College Player
I don't
of the
want to hear
Year,
about
at a time when
retirements.
the country's best players actually went to college. So regardless of whether you're a LeBron fan or MJ fan, you have to give the accomplishments checkmark to Jordan.
Okay, I ain't
The
mad at
second
that.
criteria in our GOAT analysis is longevity.
We
And
already
this
know who
one
got
is
that
also a
shit.
no-brainer, but this time in favor of LeBron.
Yeah.
Not only has LeBron played more seasons in the league, but he's had a longer peak than Jordan.
And to discredit my guy LeBron on this, got to do it. The 80s and 90s did not have the technology and the medicine that we do now. If Jordan would only miss, like, I think one season was like a broken leg or something, and then he went back and had something else happen. I can't remember what it was. I think it was 2 seasons where he had. But other than that, besides that motherfucker Jordan is an alien. Nigga had what, 12, 11 seasons when he played all 82 games? 9 seasons, something like that. Hey, man. With the technology and stuff we have today, LeBron, hey, you got to do it. Hey, you've been doing it for 20 plus years, though.
Whereas LeBron's peak has lasted 16 years and is still going.
Got more
And he's
medicine,
been
though.
incredibly durable during that time, missing significant time to injury only in 2019.
We got more medicine, though. That's
That
the only
said,
thing.
the claim that LeBron has been much more durable than Michael has been a bit overblown.
Yeah. Talk
Consider
to
that
me.
Jordan played in at least 80 regular season games 11
Yeah.
times in his
Yep,
career.
yep. Gotta
including
get to
all
him.
82 games an
When he was
incredible
about 40
9
years old, got to
times.
do it. Got to get
Compare
to him.
that to LeBron, who played in at least 80 regular season
like
games
twice.
just twice,
Yeah.
and in all 82 games just once. So both LeBron and Jordan get high marks for their durability. But durability aside, the bottom line is that LeBron has sustained his level of excellence for a much longer period of time than Jordan, which puts the longevity checkmark
Yeah, gotta do it.
squarely in LeBron's corner.
Jordan had 3 years off, too.
That brings us to the third GOAT criteria, winning.
Mmm.
As we all know,
Mm.
Jordan won 6 championships. LeBron has won 3.
Mmm.
Jordan is
4.
6-0 in the NBA Finals. LeBron is 3-6.
Give me some context,
Yes,
though.
LeBron has made the finals 9 times compared to only 6 times for Jordan. But let's not pretend that making the finals is the same thing, or even close to the same thing, as winning a title.
Give me the
Take a
context.
prime example from another sport, the Buffalo Bills. They're the only team in NFL history to appear in 4 consecutive Super Bowls. But is there a single player or fan of that team that wouldn't trade all 4 of those appearances for just 1 Super Bowl win?
That's tough.
Frankly, talk to any fan
It
whose
said
team
next
lost the
year,
season's
0-0.
final game and ask them how they felt afterward. Almost universally, their feelings are of sadness, anger, and disappointment.
I
And
know
that's
the
just
feeling.
fans.
We
For
lost last year.
players, those feelings are only magnified. Listen to Charles Barkley talk about losing in the NBA Finals.
And I was just in shock when it was over because I had to, I was frustrated because I couldn't wheel my team past Michael and the Bulls.
Hey, it's too much.
And it, first of all, I don't think I've ever gotten over it, number one. But that was traumatic and it's painful.
Yeah.
So we can all stop with this false equivalence between winning the championship and finishing runner-up.
Give me that context,
In the
though.
words of Herm Edwards,
You play to win the game. Give me that context. I need the context, though.
Play to win the game.
now back to Jordan and
Finna
LeBron.
piss y'all off today,
As
baby.
mentioned, on basketball's biggest stage, the NBA Finals, Jordan was 6-0. LeBron was 3-6. And frankly, that doesn't even show how lopsided their records really are. In terms of individual finals games, Jordan was 24-11. LeBron is 18-31. And that's because in 4 of his 6 finals losses, LeBron's team hasn't even been competitive.
Man, give me the context. Give me the context.
Swept, and 2 other times he
Tell me who
lost
they
3-1.
playing.
That includes being on the wrong
5 Hall of
side
Famers
the
on the
most
Spurs. Come on
lopsided
now.
finals by margin of loss in NBA history. Of course, LeBron fans will tell you that the only reason for LeBron's poor finals record is that his competition was
Come on, man. Talk to me now.
Ironically,
Let's
some of
go.
the same fans criticized Jordan for losing early in his career to a Celtics team stacked with
And I was going to react to this game today. but I didn't do it. Because this is why that's another thing I was finna say. They be talking about, I know Bird fans say he the GOAT. But Jordan, if you a player today and you born in this era, bro, if I was to get to the Eastern Conference Final and I seen that I had the competition LeBron had, on the other side, I'm losing that bitch. I'm not going to finals. I'm losing that bitch because you know what they gonna say? You get to the finals and you lose against 5 Hall of Famers on the other side, and and it's just me. And I'm so good that I was able to get them there. Oh no, they gonna say, well you lost to 5 Hall of Famers. Damn, nigga, it's just me. It's just me over here. Come on, nah. They only get that context though, bro. That's what I be. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm all about. I'm about this context.
And they conveniently gloss over the fact that LeBron reached the finals.
I ain't got nothing about that 2011 though. I can't say nothing about that.
The competition in his own conference was so weak. During the vast majority of his career, LeBron played in what many dubbed the least conference.
Facts,
because the East was so much weaker than the West.
Facts.
On the other hand, during Jordan's playing days, the East was generally considered the stronger conference.
Facts. Talk to me in his finals though.
Through hard-fought rivalries.
Talk to me about the finals though.
Pistons, Patrick Ewing's Knicks,
Facts.
Shaq Penny-led Magic, and Reggie Miller's Pacers. That said, if you want to blame LeBron's failure in the finals on the level of his competition, I won't argue with you.
Yes, sir.
But let's also not blow it out of proportion. If you look at the average number of wins of their finals opponents, you'll see that LeBron's finals opponents averaged 60.8 wins per season, whereas Jordan's finals opponents averaged 61.2 wins.
You just said the East was the beast of the conferences, so apparently their finals opponents gonna have more wins, is it not? Or am I just talking out my ass?
Per season.
Come on now,
So
we can't be biased
both
here.
players face stiff competition in the finals.
But
a big reason we don't hold the 93 Suns, the 96 Sonics, or the 98 Jazz in the same regard as some of LeBron's finals opponents is because, unlike LeBron's adversaries, Jordan's opponents never actually won the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Which goes to my original point, that the difference between winning the title and finishing runner-up is huge.
Facts, it is.
And the reason those teams never won the title? This guy. Look, I'm not trying to say that Jordan's opponents were as good as the Warriors teams that LeBron faced 4 times.
It just wasn't.
The truth is that
it just wasn't, bro. It's just ridiculous.
Jordan never played a juggernaut quite like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But there's a pretty good reason for that.
Talk to me.
Jordan's Bulls were the juggernaut. They were the team.
They weren't fucking with them Warriors teams.
They were the team with the target on their back every year. And as the Warriors showed us, that's not an easy place to be. As great as the Warriors were, they were never able to string together 3 consecutive championships. Jordan's Bulls did it twice. So what's the greater achievement?
Clay and KD was hurt.
Beating the juggernaut or being the juggernaut? Or to be more specific, beating the juggernaut 1 time out of the 4 times you faced them? Or being
the 2016 team LeBron faced was not a juggernaut. That was pretty much even in my opinion. You see how non-biased I am in this video, but some of y'all gonna come up here and don't know, just casual Jordan fans and shit, and go hear what I got to say and say, oh, you know what you're talking about. I'm non-biased as fuck in this video. That 2016 team in the Warriors was not a juggernaut. That was pretty evenly matched. They did win 73 in 9 games, but that 2016 team that played against Jordan, 96 Bulls that won 72-10. I got the Bulls beating that team, but that 2017 and 18 Warriors team would not beat the 95-96 Bulls. I don't care what none of y'all niggas got to say, because that is the most ridiculously stacked team I think we have ever fucking seen. Got 2 MVPs, a nigga that can get 60, and the defensive player of the year on that bitch. That's crazy.
Year after year. There's no doubt that LeBron's
with a
victory
bench
over the 73-win Warriors was the highlight of his career. But it's not the first time that an underdog has won the championship, and there actually have been much bigger underdogs who ended up winning the title. But how many times have we seen a player lead his team to 6 championships in 8 years? Prior to Jordan's Bulls, only Bill Russell's Celtics ever accomplished that feat in the NBA.
It's really 6
when they
years.
incredibly
6
won
years.
11
I don't count the
championships
2
in 13
retirement
seasons.
years.
However, back then, there was an average of less than 10 teams in the league, and only a couple rounds of playoffs, so it was considerably easier to win a title. And no player, not even Bill Russell, ever had a run of winning 25 of 26 playoff series, as Michael Jordan did. And Michael's pattern of winning goes beyond the NBA. Let's not forget that Jordan has never won anything but gold in the Olympics, and he also earned an NCAA championship, in which he hit the first of 2 iconic
My guy didn't have to go to college. We too good for that. We ain't got to go no college
in his career. All that is to say,
I said I'm gonna be no
when it
bias
comes to
in it.
winning,
Jordan
the
got it.
check
He
mark
got it.
Clearly goes to Jordan.
He got it. He got it. Still got extras
to the
on it.
fourth GOAT criteria.
Talk to me.
Statistics. This one is a bit more complicated.
Yeah, it kind of is.
I mean, how do you statistically evaluate two players who played in different eras under different rules at different positions? One way of doing it is to simply look at the 8 traditional statistics of basketball.
Shit ridiculous.
Points, assists, rebounds, steals, blocks, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and turnovers. And we'll focus on per game stats rather than cumulative stats, since cumulative stats such as total career points and total career assists really speak to longevity, which is already its own category of the GOAT analysis. Per game stats, on the other hand, is more of an apples to apples comparison. So looking at the 8 traditional stats, we see that Jordan leads LeBron in 5 of them: points per game, steals per game, blocks per game, free throw percentage, and fewer turnovers.
He has more blocks than LeBron. The steals, I can understand the steals, but and the turnovers, we know that's kind of got an asterisk on. LeBron is a point guard type shit, so he's gonna have more turnovers. But I'm kind of shocked on the blocks though. The blocks kind of throw me. I'm surprised. You don't see a highlight reel of Michael Jordan blocks, but LeBron got plenty of. That kind of throw me off.
And field goal percentage. But that's a pretty simplistic way of looking at statistics. What if we instead turn to analytics? Probably the most well-known analytics stat is player efficiency rating, or PER for short. This metric was created by respected basketball analyst John Hollinger to give an overall rating to a player's performance based on traditional stats like the ones we just mentioned. Jordan has led the league in PER 7 times, LeBron 6 times. Jordan has finished top 3 in PER 10 times, LeBron 9 times. In fact, Jordan has the highest career PER in both the regular season and the playoffs.
Is this just points?
Another popular analytics stat is win shares. Jordan has led the league in win shares 8 times, LeBron 5 times.
Okay.
Jordan has finished top 3 in win shares 11 times, LeBron 6 times. And when it comes to win shares per 48 minutes, Jordan has the highest career rating in both the regular season and the playoffs. What about box plus minus? Until recently, LeBron was actually ahead of Jordan in career box plus minus. But after the 2017 season gave Russell Westbrook the greatest single-season box plus minus in history by a wide margin, the architect of box plus minus realized that the stat was fundamentally flawed.
Yeah.
So he made some changes to improve its formula.
I know
As
it
a
improved.
result, Michael Jordan now has the highest career box plus minus in both the regular season and the playoffs. And lastly, what about value over replacement player, which on its face seems to favor LeBron James? Well, value over replacement player is a cumulative stat, and as previously noted, cumulative stats speak more to longevity than they do game-to-game dominance.
Oh, shit.
That said, according to value over replacement player, Jordan owns 6 of the 9 greatest individual seasons ever played, and on a per-game basis, MJ's career rating in value over replacement player is the highest of all time in both the regular season and the playoffs. Are you noticing a theme here?
Yeah.
Not only does Jordan beat LeBron in every ratable analytics stat, he consistently ranks as the best ever across the board. Before we move on from analytics, I want to mention a lesser-known stat called game score, another brainchild of John Hollinger. Game score measures a player's performance in a single game, so it won't tell us who's had the better career, but it does provide insight into who's had the greatest games. Now, we only have game score stats since 1983, so you won't see any mentions of Wilt Chamberlain here.
That's tough.
That said,
because he was shit on it, the whole thing.
Incredibly, 19 of them belong to Michael Jordan. In other words,
19 is
nearly
crazy.
1 out of every 5 of the best single-game performances over the last 4 decades has been by MJ. That includes the highest game score of all time for Jordan's 69.18 rebound masterpiece. Comparatively, LeBron has had only 3 of the top 100 game scores. When discussing the GOAT, Nick Wright is fond of asking this question.
Not a score.
The aliens come down. You have 1 game to save humanity. Who's your first pick in the history of the world?
Well, Nick,
What are we? We just got. We playing 5-on-5, playing 1-on-1. We playing 1-on-1. I want Jordan. Playing 5-on-5. LeBron's gonna do everything for me. He's gonna get me a lot of rebounds. He's gonna score the basketball for me, and he's gonna give me the assist. That's why I'm picking LeBron. He's doing a lot of shit out there, and he can guard 1 through 5. Jordan's gonna guard 1 through 3. Just throwing it out there, man. Just saying. But this video is very informative. I can't lie.
I think we have our answer. Now that I've finished drowning you in numbers, let's be real. Hardly anyone watching this video knows how to calculate PER, win shares, box plus minus, value over replacement player, or game score. And why should you? This is basketball, not Goodwill Hunting. So let's go back to the traditional stats that we all know and understand. But this time, let's add context to them.
Ooh!
What do I mean by context?
Ooh! My boy said my word. Let's go
Some
then.
positions are simply better
Okay.
than others at racking up certain stats.
Let's go.
Let's take rebounding as an example.
My boy got
In a
that.
vacuum, if we simply compare the number of rebounds per game of Brook Lopez and Jason Kidd, we might think that Lopez was the better rebounder. The truth is, relative to their positions, Lopez is statistically one of the worst rebounding centers in NBA history,
gonna lie, that
whereas
nigga-
Kidd is statistically one of the best rebounding guards in NBA history. But even a poor rebounding center can grab more rebounds than a great rebounding guard solely by virtue of their roles on the court. So it makes sense that, to understand the context of a player's stats, we should compare them to the respective positions that they played. When comparing LeBron James to the other small forwards who have played at least 500 NBA games, this is where he ranks. Overall, that's pretty impressive. Now let's see how Jordan compares to all shooting guards who have played at least 500 NBA games. As good as LeBron is compared to other small forwards, Jordan is on another level when compared to other shooting guards.
LeBron's just not just a small forward though. His main position is small forward, but he can start at point guard, the 2, the 3, or the 4. So you can pretty much move him around, but he just put him in a vacuum. You just put him at. I'm surprised his 12th in rebounds kind of crazy though. 17th in blocks is even crazier. This shit's weird, but hey, gotta go off the video, man. I'm pretty sure this guy did his research. He did very well with this video. I can't lie.
He's darn near the top of every
There's a lot of
major
work going to
statistical
this.
category, and there isn't a single category where LeBron is better than MJ relative to his
Hell
position,
nah,
other
just
than
one.
assists. So to sum up statistics, whether comparing traditional stats or analytics, and especially when judging these players in the context of the positions they played, Jordan has a noticeable edge over LeBron. As such, we have to give the check mark to Jordan. And that takes us to the last
Damn, we got
category
one
in
stat
our
left.
analysis, the eye test. And to be clear, by eye test, I don't mean which of these players is bigger, faster, or jumps higher.
Oh, I thought that's what
None
you
of
were
that
talking
is
about.
relevant unless we're having a track and field competition. And frankly, if physical measurables mattered, then George Murasan would be in the GOAT conversation. No,
already
what
know
I
what that
mean by
is.
the eye test is, if you sat an average basketball fan in front of a TV to watch a player in action,
Okay.
what would he notice that the player is and is not great at? Thankfully, I happen to be an average basketball fan, and I've had the privilege of watching both LeBron and Jordan during their playing days.
Okay.
So unlike a lot of my fellow YouTubers, I haven't merely relied on highlight videos. Here's what my eyes told me when I saw Michael Jordan play, particularly during his playing days with the Chicago Bulls. He was the best offensive player in the game.
Facts.
He was arguably the best defensive player in the game. He had the best mid-range game.
Facts.
He was the best finisher at the rim.
Facts.
He had the best post-up game, which is
Facts.
incredible considering most players who dominated the post were big men. He was widely considered the most clutch player in the game.
Facts.
He was regarded by opponents as the fiercest competitor on the court. He was regarded by teammates as the hardest worker in practice. And when all was said and done, amongst the other stars of his generation, he was the greatest winner. Now, when you're playing against the elite of the elite athletes of the world, to be the best at any one of those things is pretty remarkable. But to be the best at all of them? I tell you, it's impossible, but for the fact that we saw Michael Jordan do it. And when it comes to the GOAT debate, that's the biggest hurdle facing LeBron. He's basically being compared to a guy who was great at everything and practically had no weaknesses. Seriously, judging by the eye test, what's the worst thing we could say about Michael Jordan's game? Probably that he wasn't a
Can't
very
shoot
good
three.
three-point shooter.
Yeah.
Jordan shot 33% from beyond the arc in an era when the average player also shot 33%. So when it came to three-point shooting, he wasn't good, he wasn't bad, he was just average. But remember that Michael played in an age when the three-point shot wasn't a big part of the game. During Jordan's years, teams averaged only 9.5 three-point attempts per game, and Michael himself attempted less than 2 threes per game. And if being an average three-point shooter is a weakness of Michael's game, well, then we also have to call it a weakness of LeBron's game. The difference is that LeBron plays in an era where the three-point shot is a huge part of the game. during the years in which LeBron played, teams attempted on average over 21 threes per game, and LeBron himself averaged 4.3 three-point attempts per game, or 2.5 times as many as Jordan. Despite the increased emphasis on threes, LeBron's career shooting percentage from beyond the arc is only a hair better than Jordan at 34%.
He did not call glass on that. I know he
and it's
didn't.
actually slightly below his peers, who averaged 35% from three during his era. But to reiterate, being an average three-point shooter was by far the worst part of MJ's game. For LeBron, it's not even close. LeBron, in fact, has 4 major weaknesses as a basketball player, each of which is readily apparent to anyone who has actually watched him play. First, he's not a good
Can't shoot free throws.
For his career, LeBron has shot around 73.5% from the free throw line,
that high.
which is pretty poor for a player who handles the ball as much as he does.
Yeah, that sucks.
In fact, many analysts point out that at the end of games, LeBron shies away from driving to the basket because he's afraid of being sent to the line.
That's only Skip be saying
I don't
this
know whether
shit.
that's true, but what I do know is that the odds of LeBron hitting 2 consecutive free throws is statistically not much better than a coin flip. Jordan, on the other hand, shot a solid 83.5% from the free throw line during his career. And MJ never shied away from contact at the end of games. LeBron's second weakness is that he's an inconsistent defender.
Man, no, don't use the Lakers footage, bro. Like, come on, that man's like 37 years old. Please give me the footage from his 18-year-old self to his last stint in Cleveland, man. Don't show me Lakers footage, bro. Like, come on, man. Man, like 37. 36 or some shit. Don't show me
He's
that.
had some years where he was elite defensively, which is evidenced by his numerous selections to the NBA's all-defensive team. But he's also had several years where he's practically been a
showing Lakers
liability
footage.
on the defensive end. Compare that to MJ, who during his Bulls days was a consistently elite defender. In fact, Jordan is the only player to rank in the top 5 amongst all guards.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's
steals per
crazy.
game and blocks per game. For
My guy! I should have worn my jersey. Shout out to D-Wade, man. Above Jordan, man. Stop playing with my boy D-Wade, man.
Additionally, Michael led his position in defensive win shares practically every year that he played for the Bulls, an incredible 10 times. LeBron, comparatively, has led his position in defensive win shares on just 4 occasions, and in 5 of his last 7 seasons, he didn't even crack the top 10 at his position in
that was
defensive
Cleveland
win
footage,
shares. Now, some will excuse LeBron's recent fall-off on the defensive end as a byproduct of his resting on defense so that he can have more energy on offense. And we can debate the merits of that strategy, but resting on defense is not something Michael Jordan was ever accused of doing. Heck, even as a 40-year-old, he was busting his tail on the defensive end. But what about the notion that LeBron's been the more versatile defender?
Yeah, talk to
LeBron
me.
supporters will argue that he can guard positions 1 through 5 on the court,
Talk
such
to me.
as when he guarded Derrick Rose for stretches in the 2011 playoffs. But LeBron's guarding the opposing team's point guard or center isn't something that happens very often.
It ain't.
In fact, during his career, LeBron has spent less than 5% of his total minutes guarding the opposing player's 1 or 5. So the versatility argument is highly exaggerated. And look, when it comes to versatility, Hometown Buffet may have a more versatile menu than Spago. That doesn't make it a better restaurant.
I ain't never eaten neither one of those.
LeBron's third weakness is that he's not a very good shooter. And this is a pretty significant flaw for someone claiming to be the GOAT. I mean, shooting the ball is the quintessential skill in the game of basketball.
Yeah, Jordan got
it's
that.
It's the part of the game that everyone practices, whether on the playground, at the YMCA, or in the NBA. Now, some people will contend that LeBron is actually a better shooter than Jordan because
Just fuck up the God damn it. Is that his video or that's me? Might be his video.
he has a better career field goal
I
percentage.
don't know what this is. My
And
bad.
yes,
I don't know what this
LeBron's
is, y'all.
career field goal percentage is 50.4% compared to Jordan's 49.7%. But recall what I said about placing stats into proper context. To help us understand context when it comes to shooting, allow me to introduce DeAndre Jordan and Tyson Chandler. We all know that DeAndre and Tyson were great rebounders and defenders, but what if I told you that they were also 2 of the greatest shooters of all time? That would be certifiably crazy. Yet if you look at all the shooting metrics, field goal percentage, effective field goal percentage, true shooting percentage, both of these guys
They get
rank
lobs
near
and
the top
dunks.
in
You
NBA
can't use
history.
them too.
Of course, there's an obvious reason for that.
They get lobs.
As we
and
all
shit.
know, both DeAndre Jordan and Tyson Chandler take a lot of their shot attempts on dunks, layups, and putbacks, which are extremely high percentage shots. Well, guess what? So does LeBron James. In fact, every single year of his career, the shot that LeBron James has taken the most has been within 0 to 3 feet from the basket. In other words, dunks, layups, and putbacks.
Hey, don't knock
More
my
than
guy
one
here.
of
You get to the
every
rack.
three of LeBron's shots has been within this point-blank range, which is aided by his playing in an era where it's been relatively easy to get to the rim, particularly when compared to the physical era in which Jordan played. And just like every other player, LeBron is really effective from 0 to 3 feet, hitting over 73% of these shots. But how does LeBron fare from outside this range?
Not good.
According to basketballreference.com, LeBron's shooting percentage from outside 3 feet is 37.5%. It's even poorer in the playoffs, where he shoots 35.9%. And it gets even worse in close and late situations. In the last 2 minutes of games where the score is within 5 points, LeBron hits only 31.7% of his jumpers. Look, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that these numbers aren't very good, which is probably why in the 2013 finals, the Spurs' defensive strategy against the Heat was to basically dare LeBron James to shoot. And keep in mind, this was against LeBron in his prime. Can you imagine an opposing coach using a similar strategy against MJ? Now, LeBron actually credits the Spurs for forcing him to work on his jump shot, but it's not as if his results have gotten much better since then. Here's LeBron's shooting percentage from outside 3 feet over the last 6 years. Yikes. Well, I'll give him this, he is consistent. For comparison, consider that in the last year of Michael Jordan's career, as an aging player on the Washington Wizards, Jordan shot close to 42% from outside 3 feet. While that's certainly not great, it means that even as a 40-year-old shell of his former self, Jordan was still a better shooter, a far better shooter than LeBron James. Unfortunately, Basketball Reference doesn't have advanced shooting metrics from Michael's Bulls days, when he was a significantly more efficient scorer.
I sure want to know that
argue
too.
that Michael was anything but a lethal jump shooter when he was wearing red and black. When it comes to shooting, all of us can recall practicing shots on the blacktop, counting down 3, 2, 1 before launching a shot at the rim. Well, if you were pretending to be LeBron James, you'd brick almost 2/3 of the time. Actually, that's not entirely true. If
he
you were
made the
playing
most
against a
game winners.
countdown, it would be much, much worse.
He made the most game winners in the playoffs in NBA history. Did he not?
That gets me to the last major weakness of LeBron's
That's
game.
travel.
His performance, or more accurately, lack of
2011.
performance in the clutch. Remember when people were praising LeBron for making a couple of buzzer beaters in the playoffs 2 years ago? They used these stats to claim that LeBron was better in the clutch than Jordan. But look at these numbers carefully. What stands out to you? How about this?
Attempts.
People were using a sample size of less than 1 shot per season to make the case that LeBron was more clutch than Jordan. That would be the equivalent of polling just 100 people in the country to try to predict the winner of the next presidential election. So let's use more telling stats, shall we?
All right, talk to me.
Here's a situation that's often used to determine a player's clutchness. 5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter or overtime, and your team needs a bucket to either win or tie the game. It answers the age-old question, who do you want taking the last shot with the game on the line?
Michael.
It turns out that in the regular season and playoffs combined, LeBron has taken 94 such shots.
If I need a good play, I want LeBron. For the best play in the last 10 seconds, I want LeBron. If I need 3 seconds left and I need a shot, I want Jordan. That's how I see it. That's how I judge it.
Pretty good sample size. And how many of those 94 shots has LeBron made? 19, for a shooting percentage of 20%. Let me repeat that. 20%. Guys, that's not bad in the clutch. That's atrocious. Michael Jordan in the same situation shot roughly 50%.
50%?
Jordan's performance under pressure was the same as it was throughout the rest of the game. And that, my friends, is the definition of clutch.
Well, we already knew that.
So there you go. When it comes to the eye test, our eyes tell us that one player, Michael Jordan, is great at everything.
So
and has
LeBron only get
practically no
one check
weaknesses.
mark.
And the other player, LeBron James, while also having a ton of strengths, has several obvious flaws to his game. And when all is said and done, after analyzing the 5 key factors of being the GOAT, Jordan gets 4 check marks to LeBron's 1.
That's crazy.
Making this GOAT debate, well, not much of a debate at all. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that LeBron James...
I was saying nigga trash. Nah, he trash. According to you.
Personally, I have him on basketball's Mount Rushmore, along with Jordan, Kareem.
See, no, you can't be up here. See, people in the comment section gonna say he don't even belong up here with the stats you just put. See, you can't put him on basketball Rushmore with the stats you just put. People in the comment section gonna say he gonna be trash. They got niggas in the comment section talking about that nigga ain't even a top 10 player all the time, so he can't go up here according to your video. I'm just saying, bro. They ain't gonna allow. Is that Wilt and who is that? Bill Russell?
Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell. He's just not Michael Jordan. He's a phenomenal.
He ain't gonna be able to go out there.
Personally, I have him on
They gonna say he
basketball's
trash.
Mount Rushmore, along with Jordan, Kareem, Wilt Chamberlain, and Bill Russell.
You got Kareem ahead.
He's just not Michael Jordan. And just to underscore how good MJ was, let's ignore LeBron and Jordan for a minute and focus on the other three players highlighted here: Kareem, Wilt, and Bill Russell. Most would agree that these are the three greatest centers in NBA history, and each of them has a strong case to justify his standing.
I can take one out and put Shaq.
Wilt is an all-time great because he was an offensive force of nature.
I'll take Bill Russell out and put Shaq.
Records. Russell is in the conversation because he was a dominant defender and a perennial champion. Kareem also led his team to numerous titles, and in terms of individual awards and accolades, was the most decorated of the three. Not to mention, he had the NBA's most unguardable shot. Now imagine a center that had
Shaq in
all
there,
the
bro.
best qualities from these three titans. A player like that would be the basketball equivalent of Thanos. Now add to that player the highest level of intangible attributes, such as a tireless work ethic, unmatched killer instinct, and an ability to deliver in the clutch. And now you'd essentially be looking at Thanos with all of the Infinity Stones, and no one would question whether this player was the greatest of all time. But the truth is, we don't have to imagine such a player. That player already existed. He just happened to be a shooting guard, not a center. When you think about it, Michael Jordan is the real-life
call my Larry Bird fans up in
video
here.
game character.
Damn.
He had all the qualities we look for in a superstar athlete, and he had it in spades. He's basically Babe Ruth, if Babe Ruth played defense like Willie Mays. And that's why, even in comparison to the other all-time greats, he is truly in a class of his own.
My Larry Bird
Simply
fans
put,
at.
he's
I
the
get
GOAT.
on this nigga, man. Is that it? Hey, I like that move. I can't get to the major though. The shots. That's pretty much that. Oh, that there. So what I gather from this, they saying LeBron is now he trash. That's what I know y'all finna say now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna say LeBron is trash. According to these stats, the ones I like the metrics he used: accomplishments, longevity, eye test. I like those that he used, and I would say according those were pretty much right. You know what I'm saying? But I still y'all know the arguments, the two arguments I made at the beginning of the video. That's just why I think he will always have a GOAT case. But according to these metrics, the ones he used, I'm gonna go with his metrics, man. And say LeBron. I mean, shit. I'm gonna say Jordan's is GOAT and LeBron is trash. I'm gonna have to go with y'all and discredit LeBron and say he's probably not a top 100 player and all this bullshit that y'all be putting. You know what I'm saying? I just very disrespectful to this man. I don't know why. I don't know what he did. But one day that book will come. It ain't gonna be till he die that he's gonna get the support, the love and adulation for his game until he die. I would say retire, but I don't think that's good enough because the amount of hate this man is the most hated man in NBA history and not even close. So I know that once he dies, he's probably gonna get the recognition of his game because it's ridiculous how much people hate this man. I don't know what the fuck he did. I don't know if he kidnapping kids or something that we don't know about, but it's ridiculous how bad this man gets hated. But according to this video, LeBron James is trash. Nah, I'm just bullshitting, but he said this guy put him as a top 5 player of all time, so I respect to that. Probably, I don't know where y'all want to put him. Y'all can let me know down below what y'all think about this LeBron Jordan GOAT, the best GOAT comparison. I like this video. Gotta give it a thumbs up too. Shout out to Danger Productions. But this is my last video. Like I said, football season is next week. Gotta get here. I gotta save all my energy for my Auburn Tigers and my Philadelphia Eagles. So I appreciate y'all sticking with me through basketball season. But now it's time to get on to bigger and better things. I would be debating with y'all for about a week down in the comment section, y'all. And the ones that ain't getting all crazy. LeBron's one of the worst players of all time, and he flopping, and he a bitch, and he need to go back and move back to Cleveland, suck on the mama titty for the rest of his life, and get the remaining milk. And all that type of shit y'all be putting. I'm just gonna like y'all coming because I appreciate y'all coming on the video, but I ain't got time. But the ones that come with some respectful shit, you know I'm gonna reply to y'all. So that's your boy Shad, man. We check out here today though, baby. Shout out to everybody subscribing. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button on your way out of here. But we out of here today, baby. Let's get it.